Why are we here? I mean, it's pretty much the biggest question you can ask, right? One that people have been wrestling with forever. Well, today we're going to explore one particular answer, one that hinges on a single, really powerful idea. Okay, let's just jump right in.
Look, let's be real. We're all busy, our attention spans are, not what they used to be. The source material for this whole explainer actually calls this out. It knows that most of us just want to get to the point and fast.
So in that spirit, let's not waste any time. We're going to cut right to the heart of it. The entire argument we're about to walk through really comes down to one single foundational sentence.
And there it is. That's the core idea. The entire reason for everything. For you, for me, it's all rooted in love. Now, that's a simple sentence, but it's a huge claim. So how do we get there? Well, the logic actually starts by looking inward at ourselves.
Yeah, before we can even think about applying this idea to the divine, we have to first understand how we ourselves tick. The argument is that love isn't just some mushy feeling. It's the actual engine that drives everything we do.
No, seriously, just pause for a second. Why'd you do anything today? Why do you chase the goals you chase? This perspective suggests that if you trace any of your actions back to their source, you're almost always going to find some kind of love or desire there.
And you see this playing out everywhere. You go to a restaurant because you love the food. You want to start a family out of love. The job you pick, the person you marry, the house you dream of, all these huge life decisions are powered by that engine of desire, which is sparked by love.
And the flip side is just as telling, right? When the love is gone, the desire fades. And when the desire fades, the action just stops. A relationship fizzles out, you quit the job, you give up on the dream. Without love as the fuel, that engine of action stalls out. And you're just left with nothing, inertia. So the key takeaway here is, for us humans, love creates action, period. Okay, so now that we've got that human analogy locked in, the argument takes a really big pivot. We're going to take that same exact logic and scale it up, way up, from our simple everyday choices to the ultimate act of creation itself. So, the thinking goes something like this. If that principle is true for us, if love is what gets us to do things, then what kind of force would it take to motivate the biggest action of all, to literally bring an entire universe into being? Well, if you follow the logic, there's really only one possible conclusion. Just like our small actions, building things, making choices, are a reflection of our small loves, the ultimate act of creation must be a reflection of the ultimate love. Without that love, there'd be no reason to create, and, well, we wouldn't be here. But hold on, because the story doesn't quite end there. Because it's not just about being created out of love. There's this other key idea from the source material that adds a whole new layer of meaning to all of this, and that's the concept of balance.
And that concept is called mizan. Basically, it's the idea of a perfect balance, a perfect measure that's built into the very fabric of creation. The thinking is that everything was made with this divine equilibrium, and when we mess with it, our own inner peace is the first casualty.
And you can see how it's this chain reaction. You lose the balance, and boom, peace is gone. And that emptiness gets filled with confusion and misguidance, which, you guessed it, eventually leads to unhappiness and suffering. It's a pretty clear warning about what happens when we stray from that natural, loving order. This is what ties it all together so neatly. Our purpose, from this point of view, isn't just to exist as some byproduct of love, but to actually live and thrive inside the balance, the mizan, that was set up by that very same love.
So now we circle all the way back to that first quote, but with a second part that completes the thought. The first half tells us why we were created, and the second part tells us, okay, so what now? Our purpose is to recognize that love that started it all and to live our lives in a way that reflects it back.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. If this whole beautiful, messy, incredible existence is one giant expression of love aimed at us, then maybe the whole point of living our life, every choice, every action, every search for balance, is our answer back.